Without the Kalalal, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, with hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahushai is the name of his only begotten Son, which the world called Jesus Christ. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, according to the prophecy. And here are the areas where they predominantly are scattered in this day and age. So we just going to go to the basics, and we're going to start at Genesis 1, verse 1.
This is Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the...
The word God in that same sentence.
Alright, this is Genesis chapter 1. The word God in it, in my sword up, and the word is Alahayim.
And what it mean?
And it means rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods.
Alright, so we're going to go back over that precept again. You see me inserting the correct word here, you see me? Go on.
This is Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, the Alahayim,
which means powers, judges, speaking of the angels, go on,
created the heaven and the earth.
And just proving the fact that this is talking about the angel, they go jump to 26.
Verse 26. And the Alahayim said, let us make man in our image.
So that are the angels that are reasoning, that are Yahushua reasoning with the rest of the angels. And I'm saying, let us create man in our image and our
after our likeness.
Alright, so jump up back to Genesis 1 and 1. I will get the understanding here. So that are the angels them. So anytime here we are reading and it refers to God in Genesis 1, right here it's talking about the angels, the Alahayim. One.
Back to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, the Alahayim created the heaven and the earth.
One.
And the earth was without form and void.
One.
And darkness was upon the face of the deep.
One.
And the spirit of the Alahayim moved upon the face of the waters.
Alright, so we are going to get understanding where the writer did a depict, and I give an understanding when really did a set. The first thing we have to go in is the waters, man. You see me? So more you go up on your internet, bro, and type up what make up water. Googling and use Google and Google more stuff.
H2 for oxygen and...
Yeah, I just want it to come from it, you see me? They're not going to tell us water make up of atoms, man. Hydrogen have 2 atoms and brother, you can use, you can just press the record and talk on one and Google. Scripture say, knowledge shall increase in the farm.
Composition of water. Alright, so the composition of water, H2O, chemical composition of water. 1. Water is a transparent fluid which forms the world's streams, lakes, oceans, and rain. Water is the chemical substance with chemical formula H2O. One molecule of water has 2 hydrogen atoms covalently bonded to a single oxygen atom.
So first thing, the water is very sweet, but we tell us it have what? Atoms. Hydrogen have 2 and oxygen have 1. So we have to go in about what is atom. You see me? And forget the understanding of atom. Atom is what? As the smallest particle of a chemical element. You see me? That exists. And for understand that you have to go back in what is a chemical element. which is an essential characteristic or a part, you see me, of something abstract. And then you have to go back into what is abstract. You have to go into these words to get an understanding what is going on right here. Because abstract go back to something that is there but you cannot see it with your eyes. That's why the writer tells us that the world was without form, meaning the elements was there to form the earth. Because that's why I'm telling us created. When I go back to the Hebrew word for created right there is bara, meaning form or shape or fashion. You see me? So when I go to the word abstract now, look up what is abstract from Baba Pasha.
You want the all existing in thought as an idea?
Yeah, that is it. That is it.
So this is the definition of abstract, used as an adjective, existing in thought or as an ideal.
So remember the scripture, where the scripture read? Allow it us. Let's give back Genesis again. Give back Genesis again. Give back Genesis again. Start from the top part. Now, yeah, start from 2.
This is Genesis 1 verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep.
So it was what? Without form and void. Make it abstract again, Baba Kasha.
This is the definition of abstract, existing in thought or as an ideal, but not having a physical or concrete existence.
And the elements them was there. That's why they tell us that the earth was without form. So all of the elements was there was what? The atoms. You see me? All of these chemicals will make up us, the whole world. You see me? It's come from what? These atoms, man. You see it? Go on. Zach, are you? Just read. You can't read.
Alright. He said, and the spirit of Yahweh, spirit of the gods moved upon the face of the waters, and the power said, let there be light, and there was light.
And when you used to create that light, the same elements that was there. You see me? We see which is same atoms, the same elements. Where the atoms come together to form what? Molecules. You see me? Go on.
And the power saw the light, that it was good, and the powers divided the light from the darkness. And the powers called the day, called the light day, and the darkness he called light, called night.
That for sure say, yo, the light that come from the sun. You see me? Light was there before the sun. Cause what formed the sun? The sun is made up of elements, atoms. You see me? Different type of chemicals. So read it again, huh?
And the powers called the light day, and the darkness he called night.
Go on.
And the evening and the morning were the first day.
Go on.
And the power said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.
So it's let it be a firmament, and the firmament, its job is to divide the waters above from the waters below. Go on, other verse I can explain it beautifully.
Verse 7. And the powers made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so.
So yo, you tell us, say yo, the firmament used to divide. Firmament used to divide the waters above from the waters below. What is the water above? You see me? Which is referred to as the third heaven. That is where the Heavenly Father dwells. And it divided by what? The firmament, which is what we call space. That is where the stars dwell. You see me? And the waters below would represent the earth. Continue up.
It's like we know one bubble.
Go on. You see me? Continue.
Verse 8. And the powers called the firmament. That word there?
Yeah.
Firmament. That one there. It said from the waters which were above the firmament.
Good.
And it was so.
Read all that act, man.
And the powers made the firmament,
Right.
and divided the waters which were under the firmament
Good.
from the waters which were above the firmament,
Right.
and it was so.
Right.
And the powers called the firmament heaven.
That's how it's referred to as the third heaven. That's why we can call it the fourth dimension. They have the heavens where the Heavenly Father dwells. You see me? Then it divided by the firmament, which is space. You see me? Which is where the stars dwell. And you have the earth, which is the waters below. You see me? And you have heaven also upon earth, which is talking about a position of rulership. You see me? Go on.
But they say must want to caught up under the third heaven.
Go on.
I said there's levels.
Because when them say waters below, you actually, when you enter the earth atmosphere, you actually enter different level of elements, because you have elements different out of space than elements that consist on the earth.
And the evening and the morning were the second day. And the power said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together
And
unto one place.
And just to show you, say, how the waters on the heaven is talking about earth. It's like a break it down beautiful so you can get the understanding. Go on.
And let the dry land appear, and it was so.
Read it again.
And let the dry land appear.
No, read.
Oh, sorry. And verse 9. And the power said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together under one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so.
Go on.
And the powers called the dry land earth.
Because so him call it, so the waters that was under the firmament, we him call it earth. Go on. The dry land him call earth and what? Go on.
Yeah, and the powers called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas.
So him call it what? Seas. That's how the earth is forming. You see me? And this is how you depict and break down these scriptures. But they are beautiful if you have the understanding thereof, man. Continue up.
And the powers saw that it was good. And the powers said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit yielding and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so.
And this is how it is from the foundation, man. So right now with the GMO foods, so them a push, you see me for sure say how them a go contrary to the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. You see it? Continue up.
And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after its kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after its kind, and the powers saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And the power said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
So these chemicals, where him separate from the darkness and make light, him say, you know, say these light, I'm going to make them before stars, and I'm going to place them in the firmament, and I'm going to before signs, years, days. Read that again. Power question.
Right, verse 14. And the power said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night.
Showing you where the stars dwell, man, in the firmament, which is the dividing factor between we and the place where the Heavenly Father dwell, which is the heavens. You see it? What?
And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
And we are getting a lot of signs from even the moon. What they them have a black moon, that's what they call it. Yeah, black moon. What they have a wolf moon up in the year. So we are get a lot of signs, but no people not see it, man. You see me? Because them are even them ask the Lord for signs from heaven. You see me? And him tell him say adulterous. You see me? Generation seeking for a sign, but you not get a sign. That's what the signs of the prophet Jonah, which where we're Jonah then go out and prophesy, and that will rise up and do right now, man. Go out and prophesy to the nation of Israel and make them know the judgment according to the Lord, man. Go on.
Yeah, we even telling them the signs, them, because they say the moon are turning blood. Is the sun be dark, and you have blood moon, and frequency. These are signs of the times. This is the representation of the end.
And them out to sign, but they don't get signs for the heavens.
Yeah,
but they can't discern it. The scripture tells us say how you can discern the face of the sky, man, but you cannot discern the signs of the times. Because right now we know the signs of the time. We out here so right now knowing who we are is a sign unto you people, man. Listen about continue reading.
And that's why these people now gonna know when the Lord will come and now pick up a hint, you get me? Because the scripture even tells us say measure the time though diligently. You see me? And if them can't watch and see them things here, things that creep up on them unaware.
Verse 15. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And the powers made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night.
And you know that basic, that we talking the sun and the moon. Go on.
And that defy the fuckery Esau talk about the moon reflect the light of the sun. You see me?
The Lord tell us that
Him create two lights, yo.
Go on.
Alright then. He made the stars also, and the powers set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And the powers saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day.
What?
And the power said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that had life.
So if you understand why the waters from man, you don't know that the elements this. You see it? So all of these atoms are going to come together, we're going to form molecules. Molecules are going to come together and form matter. Matter are the thing that where you can see, touch and feel. When you can see these things. So these things are going to get manifest now by the angel manipulating the elements with the power, with the Heavenly Father give unto them. Man. Go on.
Verse 20. He said, and the power said, let the waters bring forth abundantly moving creature that had life, and the fowl that may fly above the earth into the open firmament of heaven.
Go on.
And the powers created great whales and every living creature.
Stop right there, sir. Which number that the act?
That is verse 21.
Verse 21, 1 and 21. Act, beg that verse 21. The word creature there in verse 21 in Hebrew. Baba Kasha. Napash. And what that word mean, Ak?
Napash, soul, self, life, creature.
Soul. Alright, read that back and insert soul there from Baba Kasha. Napash is the Hebrew
Alright,
word.
so this is Genesis chapter 1 verse 21. And the powers created great whales and every living soul that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind, and the power saw that it was good.
So yo, everything was created from these times, man. Because the waters that bring forth. So man was up here already. You see me? When the Lord say, let the waters bring forth every living creature, man was created also, man. Every animal when you see I walk up on the face of the earth was created. Continue, huh?
Go on. Verse 22. And the powers blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply.
So from the foundation, this was the law, man. Be fruitful and multiply. So it couldn't be nothing about no sex in the garden. You see me? If you have understanding, man. Or people can...
It was harder basically of sex.
God, this was the foundation, man. Be fruitful and multiply. Continue.
It's and the powers blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And the power said, let the earth bring forth living creature.
So right now, don't in a 21, 20 to 22, him tell us, say, oh, the waters are going to bring forth every living soul. So right now, I'm going to give a separation about the creatures they will create. You see it? Go on.
Right? Verse 24, and the power said, let the earth bring forth living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind, and it was so. And the powers made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and the powers saw that it was good. And the power said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
So right now, the Lord has set up an order and structure. So the Lord has make man know, say, yo, over out of all of these creatures I'm create, you are the top dog. You see me? You have dominion. Bigger that from a pocket from second, Wisdom and Solomon, Mr. 17.
Verse 17,
Yeah, the one that said, when created man. I'm going to say Ecclesiastes 17. You don't know me at that, man?
No one did that same
They must say, yeah. Yes.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 17 verse 1. The Lord created man of the earth and turned him into it again. He gave them few days and a short time, and power over the things therein. He endued them with strength by themselves, and made them according to his image.
So we are going to see what is in image and make them according to one.
And put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls. They received the use of 5 operations of the Lord.
Which we gonna call the senses. You see it, God?
He said, of the Lord, that's his image.
God.
He said, and in the 6th place, he imparted them understanding.
What they call it? Common sense? Yep. God.
And in the 7th, speech and interpretation, an interpreter of the cognitions thereof.
That's why I can speak and you can interpret to me and say and answer about farming communication.
Yep. It's a counsel, and a tongue, and eyes, ears, and a heart, gave he them to understand, which had come from the Hebrew lab in mind. He said, with all he filled them with the knowledge of understanding, and shewed them good and evil.
Don't you tell you say one tree the day in the garden? You with the knowledge of what?
Good and evil.
Go back to Genesis again, Baba Kasa. Ready there?
So back to Genesis 1 and verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So the powers created man is his own image, and in the image of the powers created he him. Male and female created he them.
So it sounds like said them people that get created at once.
Yep.
Male and female created he them. You see me talking about the angels them and manipulate the elements and I create man and woman man through the power of Yahweh. You see me? Go on now.
That sounds like Adam and Eve as a Christian they say before the first people get created. Yeah, people get created long before you mention Adam and Eve. God sure calls it of Christian. Anyways. Verse 28. And the powers blessed them, and the powers said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
So this was the foundation again. Be fruitful and multiply. The 2 man can't multiply, 2 women can't multiply. It is impossible. Read again.
That's right. Abomination. And replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And the power saw it, and the power said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it is so. And it was so. And the power saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the 6th day.
So you tell all of them things what the Lord do in Genesis 1. Isn't it? This is how you break down Genesis 1. And if you have understanding, you're not going to just get up on there and pull the book and get understanding. This has to be taught to you by men of understanding. You see me? So with that, just jump straight to 2nd Ezra 15 up and put us back into the other way.
Yeah, it's gonna get it.
The top?
Yeah, man, right there.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
And one of the biggest prophecy we're out here for telling you, man. The one the world bigger than sign the act of Aquasha. The one the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, which his name is Yahweh Shai. He's going to come to deliver his elect and put all nations in subjection. Read that again, up.
2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord.
And how the Lord put this in our mouth, man. We get that from Ezekiel, Baba Kasha. Because the Lord tell us he's going to put these words in our mouth, man. So he's going to give us understanding, man. He's going to give us a mouth full of wisdom to come declare unto you people, whether you believe it, yes or no. Go on, Baba Kasha.
This is Ezekiel 3, instead of 1.
Yeah, man, right there.
Alright, verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel.
So what's the role we're supposed to eat these scriptures, man? They must say, man, understand this and go speak unto the house of Israel, man. Go on.
This is Isaiah chapter 34 verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, no one of these shall fail, none shall want to remit, for my mouth it had commanded, and his spirit it had gathered them.
Because this is all we need, man. This is our comforter. This we need in these times, man. You see me? That's why we want to declare these words unto you, man. You see me? Read back where they are in Ezekiel.
Alright, so it's Ezekiel 3 verse 2 now. It says, so I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll, and he said unto me.
So the Lord will cause you to understand these words, man. The Lord will cause you to go in and study, wake up in the late hours of the night, going in the words, and get the understanding, man. Go on.
Let's keep a say, man, come sup with me.
Ooh. Go on.
Say, son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and
what's your belly with a cause to eat, man? Is that talking your belly food? It's talking your mind. I'm a matter of fact, one listener, give me Job, I want to say 34, around 3 or 4. Just proofread it from the Bible question.
Yep. Job 34 verse 3. For the ear tried words.
Read it again, Ak.
Job 34 verse 3. For the ear tried words,
Yeah?
as mouth tasted meat.
Okay then. Tell me I feel like I have a bread on that. That's self-explanatory. Go back to where they are.
This is back to Ezekiel 3 now, and verse 3 once more. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then I did eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
So I'm saying I will forget to the house of Israel and speak with his word unto them. Go on.
For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel.
So watch out. The Lord raised up prophets who are going to speak to you in a tongue which you don't know, man. Out here, want to speak out here, Patwa. And the Lord is going to rise up prophets who are going to speak exactly how you want to speak, man. Using the same terminologies. So when you can't say, you not understand what we are saying, man. Depicting the scriptures to the best of your ability. As the scriptures, we are going to paint the vision, man. Go on, huh? Now I'm reading Ezekiel, man. Still listen.
Verse 6. Not too many people of an hard speech and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand, surely I had sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee.
So the Lord tells us if him to send it to any one of these Edens, they would have received this word. But what the scripture tell about Israel? Go on.
Hey, to the point that right now them in our land call themselves Israelites. That's how much they want it.
Good. Go on.
He said, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto me.
Why them not going to hearken to the Lord, man? Go on.
They will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me, for all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted.
Go on.
Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads.
And that's why right now, at first, when we usually come out here, you see me, when we're young guy on the feet, and we see enough of them, I look down a certain way, we usually be like, to them people. But now we rejoice because we know that this is according to prophecy. Somebody's supposed to do this. You see me, somebody ever fall into that lot. You see me better? Read it again.
Verse 8, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces,
God.
and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious host.
So when them come up here and we are declare the words of the Lord, nobody business where them want to come in. Who want to scoff, who want to laugh, who want to skin at them face, and who want to make up a lot of noise. You see me? We are do the work of the Lord, man, and we're supposed to do that. You see? Go on now.
Hey, if you finish that, skip
No, he's not done. He's not done. That's why I'm a whole lot. I dare so with him.
Alright, verse 10. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart, and hear with thine ears, and go, get thee to them of the captivity, unto the children of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus,
who is them of the captivity? The nation of Israel, man. Right. The two kingdoms, northern and the southern kingdom, man.
So Jamaica didn't get no independence, man, nigga.
Yo, brother, nation of Israel independent so long right now. You see me? Right now we need to go back to